I like a quote by Mike Tyson. He said, "I'll never do anything unless I have the potential to fail greatly."
You were there every time I fell, I cried, I was hurting. A girl broke my heart. Now you was there every step of the way, telling me the way I should move. Right? What's some big advice you can give, especially young black men, but men in general, who don't have that father figure in their life, coming up in the world you're seeing nowadays?
Let me just say this to you. Y'all cannot be afraid to fail, man.
Ooh.
That's one of the biggest issues that I see. You can't be afraid to fail. If you're gonna be worth something, you're gonna fail sometimes. That's just a part of it. You know, you're not gonna make every last second shot. You're not gonna make the free throw or get the girl all the time. But it's worth it, the journey. It's just not the ending all the time. That's the part y'all missing. Nowadays, y'all want everything fast, microwave it.
Always have the ending in mind.
Yeah, the ending is before the journey itself. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the reason why you're taking it. Too busy looking at the finish line and you missed all this other stuff passing you by. You got one life to lead. And it's your soul on the line.
You know, if you're afraid to fail, then you're afraid to try.
Yeah, you're never gonna come.
I like a quote by Mike Tyson. He said, "I'll never do anything unless I have the potential to fail greatly." Because when he succeeds, he really succeeds.
It's too much. Yeah, he blows up.
What you meant to me, and you know, I never got to meet my grandfather. How did that change for you when you know you lost your dad when you was young?
Oh, yeah.
And you wasn't able to, you know, talk to you whenever you was going through things, or like whenever you was playing sports. How did that influence you whenever you went to college and things of that nature when you went, you know, big time?
I really only played sports to see my dad smile.
When you became a dad, how did life change for you?
Life was over.
Gentlemen. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, big dog.
Yes, sir.
Come on now. Episode, it's going to be 63.
63.
Episode 63.
Yes,
The
sir.
Will versus the Way.
Nah.
And we have a special guest.
A special guest.
Dog. Go ahead.
Man, what a firm introduction. Let me introduce my rock man. My person that taught me everything I know from this point on, from then till now. You know, he's given me a lot of game. I didn't listen, but here I am starting to figure it out. But let me give me a firm introduction. Senior, Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Terrance Williams Sr.
Happy to be here.
So, we had the holidays coming up, right? This is the holiday season. We just had Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up. As a family, I mean, how do y'all like to celebrate the holidays?
Lots of food, well cooking, and just family, being together, being around each other, enjoying one another's time. It's a family affair. Ask Junior how he feels during these times.
Man, first of all, we don't even get to see some of these people for a very long time whenever we get together. So whenever we do get together, it is really cool because, like I said, we are away from each other and everybody get to join around and we get to, you know, spend time with each other that we don't get usually.
Right.
And we get to watch football too. You know, the Cowboys got a dub or whatever. You know,
no.
Cowboys got a dub.
Please don't bring that up right
Yeah,
now.
we gonna have to talk about that.
Cowboys got a
Not
dub.
right now, not to start the show.
Do y'all have like y'all have family that comes in?
Oh yeah.
From out of town.
Yeah.
I
know from New Orleans, but
Atlanta, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they all come here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh snap.
Oh, wherever we're at, because we know we live in multiple places, so every now and again we'll come together. Usually it's Christmas and Thanksgiving though.
Y'all ever go over there to visit?
Yeah.
We move around too, so you got to say Michigan. We got people that come down from Michigan sometimes.
Michigan, y'all used to live in Michigan. How was that?
Yeah.
How was that?
Different
from
cold.
here,
It
right?
was totally different. You gotta understand, we had just come out of Katrina, and we went home to my hometown first, which is Cullen, Louisiana. Cullen.
Come.
All right, small town, beautiful town, and we was there for a minute, and once his grandparents was out. They stayed behind. And once they was released to Grambling, we went down, picked them up. And we went on to Michigan after that instead of moving to Houston. So that was the decision we had to make. We made it. We stayed in Michigan for about 2.5 years after the trip. Yeah.
Okay.
In Westland. So it wasn't Detroit. It was what a new airport. Well, it's not new now, but it was new back then. The new big airport in Michigan, around Detroit, was placed. That's where we lived. But I worked in Detroit though.
Okay. How was the difference between Detroit and Westland?
I mean, it seemed like a north-south city. What I mean, let me be more specific. It seemed like it was just a southern city that was cold.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like to me.
We don't deal with cold down here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It don't get cold like that. They don't have the whole season. I mean, they have all the seasons. They get spring when spring's supposed to come, a couple of months. They get summer real quick.
You get hot in the summer?
Yeah, well, to them, because it's like 80 and that's hot to them.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually below zero most of the time, so it's like Eskimos out there, man. It's cold.
I had to deal with that for a year when I went to Iowa.
Oh, you know how it goes?
Freshman year of college. Man, I didn't go nowhere. I stayed on campus.
Facts.
I mean, here's Walmart and McDonald's was like 40 minutes away, both of them.
Wow.
So I didn't go nowhere. I stayed on campus until I had to travel or had to go get groceries for the week or the month.
Yeah.
I usually got it for the month.
For sure.
For the month.
For sure.
I ain't know nothing about scraping the
windshield.
windshield.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about
Don't
getting
use
stuck in
hot water.
ice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I went to school in Colorado. Okay.
Okay.
I went to junior college in Mississippi. So I'm below the equator, okay? And going up north, passing it, going to Colorado was a whole different ball game. And then it's cold.
Yeah.
So now we talking about snow drifts. Okay.
What-
Yeah, when the snow just gets so heavy it just starts to fall. Stuff like I hadn't seen snow like that. Big old balls like this falling from the sky.
Oh, that's hail. That's not even
No,
snow.
it's snow.
This is snow.
But it's bundled up. Like it's hitting the ground and doing this.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't
People from Hawaii, they had students from Hawaii, they was diving in the snow. They ain't never seen snow before.
Oh, God.
Diving in it with bikinis on. I'm like, y'all losing
Still.
your mind out here. But it was fun being there because it was a whole different, you got to understand, I went to a junior college that was all black in the South. I'm used to that.
And your junior college was in Colorado or Mississippi?
No, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
First of all, let's get to it. Can you give us the background? Give us the background. How did we get here? How did we get here? Let's start from the beginning. Let's give them the time you was born. Let's give them the time you was born. Let's get to know.
Okay, so if I'm
How did we get here?
Okay,
Yeah, how did we get
Yeah,
here?
how did we get to that?
Yeah, how did we
college
get
in
here?
Mississippi?
Yeah, how did we get that junior college?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
My apologies. All right, I'm born November 15th, 1969.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
My dad, his grandfather, was born Terrance Williams, November 8th, 1939. Terrance Jr. was born October 12th, 1999. Okay. Now I'll start at my beginning. I was born in Spring Hill, Louisiana, small town north above Shreveport. You will see Spring Hill on the map, but my little town, Cullen, you probably won't. It's spelled Cullen. Lee Street is the street I was raised on. Behind my house, we had a pasture where the cows grew, and I hear them mooing every morning. My son will tell you that right now. So when I tell you that I'm country, I'm not being funny. I'm extremely country.
I didn't know they
Okay.
had farms in Louisiana, though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. We had a pasture. Man.
One bull, a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah, a whole bunch of cows.
You can only have one.
No,
You can have a couple. You can have like two or
you
three.
can have two, but it has to be his bulls.
Okay.
He gotta be the one that produces.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Just
that's
the
the
kids.
thing. Yeah. And they had a hump, well, the big hump in the back. I'm talking about big Bremer bulls.
That's how you know
I ain't talking-
they're serious.
Yeah, they serious.
Not playing. Not playing.
We used to walk behind my mom's house and go fishing. Okay, my dad taught me how to hunt, but he never taught me how to play sports. The only thing he ever showed me was one time he showed me a 3-point stand, my brother and I. That was it.
A 3-point stand from
Yeah, how to not put your fingers out.
No
so
way you was
break
on the
your finger.
D line. You were on the D line?
Okay, that's a good story. Okay, So my first time touching football, I watched my brother play for 3 years, Little League. And they didn't have a great team at the time, so I seen him get his butt whooped a lot. The guys he knew. So I would go to my dad and say, Dad, I'm ready to play. You know, it's my brother's last year. I want to play with him. My dad was like, no, you ain't ready yet. Like, hold on, I'm good, Dad. I play with guys that don't have no pads on, and they older than us. I'm pretty good. You ever looked out the window? He's like, nah, you're too small. You can't play with those guys. Those guys are hit.
Football.
Football. Real. I'm talking about they hit with pads on, okay, in a game. And they've played in nothing like this before. Not this year. My brother graduates from Little League, moves on to junior high. I go back to him again. I said, Dad, I want to play. You serious? Yes, sir. Okay. Gets in the truck, drives up there. Just this big guy. They already drafted. He had already put my name in the draft. I didn't know it. He said, there's your team right there. Wait a minute. Yeah. He starts laughing. He said, go on over there and meet your coach. You in line. So I get out the truck. I walk over. I never told him what I would say if I was in this position. I'm with him, so I'm in the back of the line. So there's a lot of kids in front of me and guys just throwing the ball to each other that's already been playing. So I'm looking at some of the guys I know. Like, you on this team? I'm like, yeah. Okay, it's on. I'm like, okay, yeah. I know some of these guys, you know.
Right.
So I get to the front of the line, the coach is asking these 3 questions. He's like, okay, what's your name? What position do you play? And what's your number? My name's Terry Williams. I'm a receiver. I catch the ball. So my number should be a receiver now. The coaches break out laughing.
You catch the ball.
Hold on, that's what I do. You know, he asked what you do. Bro. This is what you do. My dad is in the truck, and he's cracking up laughing like he was smoking cigarettes. He's dropping the cigarette and everything. He's cracking up, right? He can hear what we're saying. So the coaches are laughing. So he asked me, he said, hold on. Could you repeat that one more time? And I told him that same thing again. So they laughed and said, well, look, my name is Coach Jeter. For me, you're going to play guard. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, Coach.
That's worse than tackle.
Yeah, exactly. That means you're not playing. This is what he's telling me.
Yeah, basically.
That means you're not playing. He explains to me because I repeat myself again. I said, excuse me, Coach, maybe you didn't hear what I said.
Ball.
My name is Terry Williams.
I catch the ball.
I catch the ball. That's what I do, Coach. Man. And guard ain't it. Now, my dad played guard in college. Okay? He's one of the only guys to go to college back then in his day to play sports. Okay? Leland College, by the way. That's his school. It's now Southern. Okay? So, man repeats himself, said, okay, cool, you playing guard for me, your number's 69. I'm like, oh. My shoulder pads is sitting on, I got a big dude, shoulder pads, big dude.
Wait, hold on, repeat what your number was?
69. That ain't funny. Stop laughing. Let me finish.
Yeah, you don't catch the ball.
So I'm a comedian now. I'm funny, as you can tell. You see how he is. He stole a lot of my stuff, by the way. So I'm a funny dude. So my dad gets on me because if the coach goes that direction, I go in the opposite direction because I'm not playing. So I'm the only dude on one knee. And everybody's on that end. I'm down there by myself. So he gets on me. I want you to stay right next to the coach. Wherever he go, you go. If he go to the bathroom, you better know. Okay, cool. Okay. So every time I start mimicking the coach, the crowd start laughing at me. Now we winning. It's a good team. But I'm not playing. And I'm good. I'm young, but I'm good. We get to the championship game. I've been mimicking the coach for the whole time, for the last 4 or 5 games. Crowd laughing, he getting mad. It's just my dad and me. Now it's my mom, my brother, and my sister. It's 5 of us. Okay, and I got 2 half brothers. But it's just my dad and me at these little games. He's upset because I'm doing this stuff. When we get to the championship game, it's 26 seconds left in the game. Championship. We just went down to school, went up by 4. They driving back there on our 50 or 45. Dude run to play. The starting linebacker get hurt, twisted his ankle. He cries out. I'm mimicking the coach, so he just throws me in. He don't even know who he's putting in. Now, do you remember what my position was?
Guard.
It was guard. He put me in as linebacker. Ask me, has I played that position before? I rest my case. Okay, so I'm in. No, I'm playing linebacker right now.
Yeah,
The starting linebacker's hurt.
Yeah, I catch
He's
the ball.
crying. He ain't coming back. 26 seconds,
Yeah.
2nd and 8.
Yeah.
I walk in championship game, they on the drive. The assistant coach was his brother said, man, look who you put in the game. Who did you put? It's him. Look, this. Oh, and he tried to call timeout. The ref telling you only got one, coach. If you call it out now, I'm gonna have to penalize you. Oh no. He got to play one play. My dad jumps over a 6-foot fence. He was in the stands just sitting there for a while. And then I got in the game. He jumps over the fence. He's on the sideline now. You don't supposed to be on the sideline. Okay. My dad was like 5'8". You get my point?
Right.
Okay. Let's go, son. Dad don't talk. Let's go. So I'm sitting here. I don't know what I'm doing. I walk over my boy. Remember I say I knew some guys that was playing. He was playing linebacker. He's from my hometown. I said, hey, man, you ever played linebacker before? I said, no. He said, look here. Take 2 steps back. Watch the quarterback. He gonna throw. Cool. I can do that. I'm playing linebacker. I get down just like I see him getting down. And it happened real fast. So the only thing I had to do was remember what he said. Because as soon as he came up to the line, he looking directly at me and I'm looking directly at him, just like I'm looking at you now. He calls the play, woo, 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 snaps the ball. Dude drops back 3 steps. He's still looking directly at me. Never took his eyes off me. And I never took my eyes off him. I took 2 steps back like my boy said. We looking at each other. I said, I know this dude ain't finna throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? But he does. And he lets it rip. And when he come out his hand, I said, oh. Now, what did I tell him, Coach, when we first met? My name is Terrance Williams. I catch the ball. I catch it. As soon as I catch it, my feet hit the ground, I'm thinking I'm finna score. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna take this to the house. As soon as my feet hit the ground, so he must have been a slant. The dude hits me. Coach runs on the field. They pick me up to do the whole 9 yards because I just won the game. Okay? That was their final drive.
Catch the ball.
I caught the ball. So they picked me up to the wall. We kneeled down. Game's over. We win the championship. I'm in the truck going home. My dad paid $26.99 for me to get the suit and pads and everything. I had one play. And that was the play. All year. One play. So he's like, son, you won the game. How you feel? I'm sitting there like, what you mean? He like, what you mean what I mean? I said, Dad, I had one play all year. Son, that one play won the game. I don't care. I only have, you paid $26 for that. So don't worry about it, son. We playing next year. Now, ask me what my number was after that.
Not 69.
Bingo.
It was not 69.
Well, we earned the opportunity. You see my point? When the lights came on, we was ready to play.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the whole point of this story.
Yeah.
Because that was his life and mine. That wasn't all the time something like that happened to me.
Right.
When the lights come on and they ask you, are you ready? You got to be able to say, yeah.
And this was in junior high.
No, this was in baby ball.
Okay, this is in baby ball.
Yeah, this is in.
I'm guessing you played throughout junior high and high school.
Oh, yeah.
He preached it too.
You played football in high school as well?
I played every sport except baseball. So I played football, basketball, and ran track.
Yeah.
And I wanted to break a record in every sport, and I did that.
For which high school? Which high school?
This is Spring Hill High School. It doesn't exist anymore.
Spring.
They changed it to Knights.
Okay.
And other communities go to the school now, you know. So bless them.
Right.
You know.
And which was your favorite of the sport?
Actually, football.
Football.
Don't listen to him.
Football, that was my first love. You just heard the story. That was my first sport.
What'd you play?
I played both ways. In football, I played both ways.
What'd you play?
I wound up playing basketball.
Okay.
But you gotta understand, I went to state and track as well.
What transitions you from football to basketball though?
Okay, so this the thing. I come up from an era that's a little different than you guys. Okay, we played outside.
Right.
So when you play outside,
basketball outside.
everything. Baseball, football, basketball, soccer, badminton, you name it, we was outside doing it. And you had to not only be good at one of those, you had to be great at all of those. That was the key. You couldn't be stopped. See, all it was, okay, we wasn't going to have the books to get out of the little community that we was in. We had railroad tracks that nobody crossed, really. As an athlete. And like I said, my dad was one of the first to go. I'm still one of the only basketball players that ever come out of my town and play 4 years of basketball in college and go further than that. I'm the one still to this day.
Mm.
And I graduated in '89.
Right.
It ain't easy. We got football players that came out, but not.
What school did you end up going to for basketball?
In college or?
Yeah, in college.
I went to junior college where I won this ring, by the way, this championship ring. I want to make sure you see that.
I do.
That's my first year there.
Step.
That's championship. Now you remember championships when you get there. Okay. So proof is in the pudding. That's my poster from Colorado right there. If you ever get that on your video, and you can see who's holding the ball with the White Sox on. By the way, Michael Jackson was one of my favorite guys.
I do got a question for you. We talked about you playing sports and how, your dad played a big role in you starting sports, and I know how much you meant to me. And I never got to meet my grandfather. How did that change for you when you lost your dad when you was young?
Oh, you.
And you wasn't able to, talk to you whenever you was going through things, or like whenever you was playing sports. How did that influence you whenever you went to college and things of that nature when you went, big time?
I really only played sports to see my dad smile. That was the whole motivation. It wasn't a prerequisite to say, okay, we playing sports. He liked sports. It was the only time I saw him he would get excited. And I'm like, man, I'm good at it. You don't even know. I'm pretty good, So I could make you smile because life was tragic for my dad. To me.
Tragic how?
Well, we were stuck in this community, man, where they was doing racist things to you and nobody would help.
Right.
Like they would bring people in that they still do to this day. They still do this stuff to this day. And he had to endure these things and still come home with whatever we had going on with us, and then whatever going on at his mom's house. All these different things is pressure. And he had no release valve. So when I played sports, that was his release. We didn't have cell phones back then.
Yeah.
So nobody was, hey, I need your help, or I need for you to do this. He didn't have to worry about that. Not when we was playing.
Right.
Because my brother played before me. And my brother was to start first. So I had someone to follow, you see. Like, he's the leader of this group.
Were you the youngest? You were the
I was the youngest male.
Okay.
I was the youngest boy.
Okay.
So when I came through, I was supposed to blow the doors off everything. When I walk through and finish, there shouldn't be nothing left. It should be ashes when I walk away. Okay? Because they laid the track, and it was my responsibility to blow the track up. So that nobody would travel down this lane again. And I did that. No matter what nobody tell you, trust me. And I did it quietly. Now, I go back to what my son asked me. We lost Dad May 1st, 1988. And to be honest with you, I was out doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing the night before. And it was a tough time because you didn't see it coming. Like, when somebody that close I was what you would call a daddy's boy. Like, you have a mom's boy, a mama's boy, daddy's girl. No. Dad had one daughter. And I can't mess with that. But I was closer to him than anybody else. When he got up to go fix on the car, I got up to go fix on the car. When it was time to cut the grass, I'm ready to go. It was like that because I wanted him to survive.
In '88, how old were you in this time?
I was 17, 18. At this point, it's getting ready to go into my senior year.
Right.
And I'm just not starting to smell myself a little bit, you know what well, let me just give you a little bit about college. College was different because I just lost my dad. And let me tell you this part. So, at my school, at high school, I'm going to finish it off with this. 27 years for us to get past the first round in the playoffs. 27 years in basketball. That coach that I was playing under right there had coached over 20 of those 20-something years. Okay? We won the first round of the playoffs my senior year. We won the second round. Got to the third round of the playoffs, and they called a call on me at the end of that game. Now, you can go back and look at the numbers. Whoever plays hard in the playoffs, you understand who's the team rolling off of. We had that thing won. And we wound up losing it, and then I won this ring the next year in Junior Cup. Didn't play all year, hurt all year. And then when we got to the championship game, he had to put me in the game. Again, the light came on. Were you ready to play?
All right. Were you ready to take that opportunity?
Were you ready to play? Now, that's my junior college experience. I averaged 17 in junior college. Okay? That ain't no punk. All right? I had a dude averaging more than me, but still.
You're not going to skip over it. How did you get past in high school after you got to college?
Well, how did you get past that passing?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep skipping over it.
It was tough, man. Like, I used to go to the graveyard and still talk to him, you know, like after he was gone. We born in the same month, 30 years apart, okay? Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, when you're around people that's quiet like that and you see them amongst people and they never say a word and then you can't stop them from talking when they're around you, you know it's different. Not just where he was just my dad, he was something different. You talked about everything. I'm like, man, why the girls don't like me? He said, man, what you mean the girls don't like you? It don't seem like they like me, Dad. I mean, what you want me to do? He's like, man, listen, you're doing too much. If they don't like you, the one doing too much. Pump your brakes. You running too fast. Slow down. You're missing a lot of stuff.
That's good advice.
Yeah, it was great advice at the time, but then it made me, I was moving too fast. And shut up sometimes. Because I start, you know, and that would be me. But dude, Dad was unbelievable guy with strength, and it didn't take the roar. Like, everybody didn't have to know. And that's what I learned from him. You don't have to display everything. Everybody don't need to know your content. Just keep walking and you'll be fine. That's where I got that from. It was from him. So when he passed, and I spent a lot of time at the graveyard, and I remember there wasn't that many people out there. And I would still be talking to him, go play ball. Like, the park is right here, and the graveyard is right here. So I would play, and then I'd go sit and talk, eat a lunch or whatever. I'm still out there. I would try to sleep out there as long as I could. And then I had to walk away from it. So when it was time to leave, like, that was the most difficult time that I can remember past his death, right? Walking away knowing I won't be able to, you know, be here with you. But that's probably the only way I would ever walk away from it. I never would have, if he was still living. So, and when I did, I turned my back and I walked. I didn't stop. And there was a guy playing golf. He was, like, in the little country town, it's very unique to see people doing golf, you know, in my town. You know, I ain't gonna say it's a Diddy guy, but, you know, he a wealthy guy. You know what I'm saying? And he always did well by himself. He was like, he was younger than my dad, but, you know, he knew my dad. It was a small town. I don't really know God that well. You know, I would just pass the dude, keep going. He would never say nothing. I would never say nothing. But on this particular day, I'm coming out, and he said, hey, he said, I see you chose to just go ahead and walk away, huh? I said, well, he said, I know it's time you get ready to go to school. So, yeah, you got to be able to say goodbye. But it won't be forever. Just keep walking. Now, that's the same thing he used to say. The man said it to me. I never said a word to. You know, we just, hey, you know, I keep going my way because I was always going to the park, and he was always out there swinging the club. But I wouldn't say nothing, and he wouldn't hit the ball to hit me or none of that. You know, just grown man swinging the club. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. And this particular day, he stopped me and said that. And the timing was exquisite. So I had to go say goodbye to my daughter at the time. My daughter was a little bitty. I think she was like 3 or 4. 3, 2, 3, somewhere in there. She was a baby, so she didn't even know what I was saying. She didn't know what I was saying. So I'm finna go out here and try to get it. And that's all that I was thinking when I was getting ready to go play. So when guys are going out there and people saying you come to play or whatever, no. I'm hungry. Not only am I trying to feed myself, it's somebody looking forward to me doing something out here.
Mm.
So if you ain't playing on that level, you need to get out the way. It's trouble. So it didn't matter where I went. I wanted to go to New York and play. All in. My dad was gone, so I love my mom. Don't get it twisted. But to tell her the ties was gone, I was ready to run. Come on. I ain't go no further than that.
Nah, we got the junior college. Now let's get this journey.
So, whoa. Actually, I have one more thing to ask.
Uh-oh.
So, like, the way you're saying that you got over is, or not even get over, because I don't think you could really get over something like that, but got through it is by that man telling you, keep on trucking, pretty much.
That was the aspect of it. He gave me similar words that I had heard from my dad. Keep walking. Like, I was on the right path. I was doing what he wanted me to do. You feel me?
Okay.
So even though you're not physically seeing me play, you still watching me play. When I left home, nobody was able to come see me play that much. You know, like my mom and sister came a couple times. My brother came once. When I went to Colorado, my mom seen me play a couple times. So usually I'm playing in front of crowds that don't know who I am until they do.
Right.
There's nobody really cheering for you. But I had one that was. So it didn't matter whether he was physically there, I know he was watching.
Mm.
So that's a cheerleader that'll never die.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play hard for you. So it's on, because that was the only original reason why I ever got into sports anyway.
Yeah.
Because of him. So to get a chance to continue to play what he already knew I was capable of doing, he still wanted me to play football because that was his sport. You see, my brother played football.
Do you think you had enough time with your dad for him to prepare you for adult life?
That's a great question. I think
What?
for being a young man, a young black man in this country. Well, yeah, I think I wish I would have had more. I would use wish. I pray that I had more time with him, but yeah, I was prepared because I was already growing up doing what he wanted me to do. Be kind to those that deserve kindness. Be good people, not because somebody gonna do something for you because you good on Tuesday, he's supposed to do something for you, and when you just be good because we supposed to be good. That was his motto. And as long as I was doing that, we good. You don't mess with nobody's wife, you don't talk to nobody's girl, you don't go out here and slap somebody's mother, you don't steal nothing that don't belong to you, you don't tell a lie.
Be good to be good.
Here. As long as we doing that like that, I mean, you should be all right. And that was his whole moniker. I mean, like, if you do something above that, son, that's great, salute you. You did your thing. But anything below that line, you know you're messing up. And that was easy work. You know, that was something that you could follow. Work hard. Give it everything you got. So when you turn around and you look back on what you did, what you accomplished, you know you put the work in. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. And I did that as a young man, as a young adult, and as a husband and a dad. Because not by myself. Now, my wife was right there, but I had a whole lot of handprints on y'all. For real. And that's because of something I learned from him.
When you became a dad, how did life change for you?
Life was over. That was it. Yeah, that was the end of me. You know, like, man, I'm talking about, like, I'm when I say that's the end of you, you don't know it yet, but that's the end. As soon as the baby takes first, it's over.
Yeah.
Literally.
You mean like it's the end of just solely your individual story? Is that what you mean? I mean, we all have.
As a man, it's over for your manhood, not your manhood, but your man entirety. Like your ability to move forward in a manly fashion as far as it's about me. That part of your life is over.
Right.
It
should be.
No, it ain't that it should, it is. It's up to you to figure that out or not.
Yeah.
But that part of that morality is supposed to kick in that day, that moment. That's your ultimate goal. That's your only reason for being here. Not to buy houses, not to get money, not that stuff. Not to acquire this and move that, because when you go, ain't no U-Haul truck behind you. You feel me? It's just you going. And what you did, how much you helped? Did you plant your seeds deep? Did you do what I told you to do? Because you're born with that. A being that knows every hair on your head is bigger than you. Trust me. And I'm just saying, that's your ultimate goal. And then to become a dad, to be blessed with that, you got to do the best you can. Now, you can't, not asking you to do miracles.
Right.
But
you got to do the best.
You got to do the best you
your
can.
Capabilities.
Yeah.
Which, you know, a lot of times that comes from influence that you've had in your life beforehand. And a lot of times that also comes with being like healthy, right? I mean, we're entering the holiday season, right? To where people find excuses or some way to be unhealthy. They're going to drink, they're going to eat whatever they want. And it's good to have a good time.
Right.
Nobody's saying nothing's wrong with that. But then they have their New Year's resolution and then they go back to the same habits.
Right.
And they don't break that holiday habit. And then they try and make sure every day is like a holiday, which is not.
Which makes no sense.
And that creates unhealthy habits. They become unhealthy people, and then that can affect their family and things like that. So, how important is it to you to be a healthy dad, not only physically but mentally as well?
Wow, now that is a great question. Let me just say this to the people out there that's going to be listening to this podcast. Let me say this to you: you have one life to lead, and when it starts to fail on you, and it will. It's no one there to blame but that man or woman that you see in the reflection looking back at you in the mirror. You must save yourself. It is just that simple. If you eat right, you will live right. Now, I can walk out here and get hit by a bus as soon as I walk out this door. But somebody may need some of these kidneys or whatever, and they're going to be still good. You got to take care of yourself. We supposed to be eating not just dietary stuff, but salads. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a salad before your meal. You got to be healthy, at least for our youth. I mean, if I wasn't sitting around telling this guy the things not to do, what do you think he would be doing by now?
All the things he ain't supposed to be doing.
That's why I also have a question now. You were there every time I fell, I cried, I was hurting. A girl broke my heart. Now you was there every step of the way, telling me what to do, telling me some of the things I shouldn't do, telling me the way I should move. Right? What's like some big advice you can give, like especially young black men, but men in general, like young men like who don't have that father figure in their life? Like, what's some big advice you can give them coming up in the world you're seeing nowadays?
Again, a good question. Again, y'all doing real good today, by the way. Let me just say this too. Y'all cannot be afraid to fail, man.
Ooh.
That's one of the biggest issues that I see as a still relative good older man. You can't be afraid to fail. If you're gonna be worth something, you're gonna fail sometimes. That's just a part of it. You're not gonna make every last second shot. You're not gonna make the free throw, or you're not gonna score the touchdown. Just use some sports analogies, or make the puck, or whatever y'all want to use, or get the girl all the time. But it's worth it. The journey. It's just not the ending all the time. That's the part y'all missing. We come up nowadays, y'all come up with you want everything fast, microwave it.
Always have the ending in mind.
Yeah, the ending is before the journey itself. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the reason why you're taking it. And that's the problem. You're too busy looking at the finish line and you missed all this other stuff passing you by. And that's one of the issues that I have right now because, like, once again, I'm telling you again, you got one life to lead. And it's your soul on the line. You ain't gonna be to point the finger, this person told me to do that. No. No. You knew better. It's on you to do better. And as long as we remember that, I think we'll be fine.
For sure.
And don't blame nobody else. fix you.
Right.
Fix your kitchen first.
Because your choices are going to
And
show
your
your
choice
life.
is going to show the most.
Right.
As long as we do that, we take accountability for our actions and things that we do. Man up, woman up. And then we go, okay, we did it. Let's keep going.
Then we can be better. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that part about not being afraid to fail because, if you're afraid to fail, then you're afraid to try.
Yeah, you're never going to accomplish
and
anything.
it's hard to, accomplish anything or anything worth accomplishing. I like a quote by Mike Tyson. He said, "I'll never do anything unless I have the ability to fail greatly,
Greatly.
or I have the potential to fail greatly."
Now, that's a real one right there. You got to give it to Mike now.
And he said because when he succeeds, he really succeeds.
It's too much.
Top.
Yeah. He
Right.
blows up.
And,
Literally.
and that's a big thing, not only in just life, but in the fighting world as well, right? When in boxing and in martial arts in general, if you're ever too scared to take risk, you're never gonna get any kind of reward,
Yep.
right? If you're scared to throw your right hand, yeah, you're gonna leave yourself open, but you're just gonna have to jab all night, and that's not gonna get you nowhere, right? You have two hands for a reason, right?
Facts.
And so, yeah, I liked that part about being afraid to fail.
Yeah. I actually have an example of that. I'm gonna give one. We gonna get back to him. I'm gonna give you how he helped me, right? So, I really didn't want to play football, right? And we know we both went to school together. I really didn't want to play football. Like he said, he played every sport. He made me do the same thing. So I was on swim team.
Yeah, we heard a couple of them.
Yeah. He made me do the whole thing, right? So I didn't want to play football, right? So, boom, I played football freshman year. My friends were playing. So, boom, we finished the season. My friends already know after the season, bro, they going to varsity. Oh, what? Nobody talked to me. None of the coaches looked at me. None of the coaches said nothing to me. These are my friends too. I didn't say nothing to me. Boom. So everybody know they going to varsity, right? I may be on JV. I can't be on JV, bro. All my friends. I don't know nobody over here, bro. So boom, I go with him. Bro, what do I do, dog? I don't want to be on JV. He said, well, you're going to have to stop swimming. You're not going to be in the band. You're not doing none of that. If you want to do this, it's going to take some work. But if you finish, you're going to get everything you want. So I'm listening. I'm like, man, I do want everything I want. So I'm all ears. What I do? What I do? He's like, okay. So they got morning workouts, right? I'm like, yeah, they got morning workouts at 5 o'clock. He like, okay. So this is what we going to do. So you going to walk. You're going to ask the coach if you can go. But then you going to walk there. I said, Dad, wait a minute. Why? He said, because it's going to show you won't be there. I said, but Dad, Dulles is far. We live on the other side of... No. See, you already messing up. You're going to walk there. I said, okay, bet. I'm going to walk. So I go to the coach the next day. Coach, so can I go to the morning workouts? He like, I mean, if you want to. I'm like, God damn. If I want to.
It's your choice.
It's your choice. I mean, if you want to. Okay, you know what? Bet. So I walk there. I walk. But everybody I look up to know. Everybody, though. Everybody I looked up to since middle school, bro. Everybody in there getting swole, bro. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I'm 14. I'm 14. I'm getting to it. So I go there for about a week. Man, you remember Coach Lancaster? Coach Lancaster was like, man, how you getting here? You keep walking from Dunkin' Donuts. How you getting over here? I said, my dad told me to walk. He said, it looked like I want to be here. Where you live at? I said, the Meadows. He said, dog, you been walking from the Meadows for a week? Yeah, bro. Okay, so I know you want to be here. All right, I'm going to come get you. So he wound up come get me every morning, bro. Wound up making a team. And like he said, when I got my opportunity, dude got hurt.
I'll tell that story. I tell the rest of it.
Dude got hurt. Senior got hurt. He was a hooper. He got hurt. I played 20 tackles, 2 sacks sophomore year. Played every game since.
The bench. Well, hold on. But we practiced. That's the part he's leaving out.
For this moment, the whole time, dog.
We practiced in the backyard together, right? All the ones that was playing baseball, we practiced it in the backyard. All the ones that's playing football, we practiced it in the backyard. They didn't even play basketball, but we still practiced it in the backyard. So they were prepared. So when the lights came on, and I had dads that were sitting in the stands with me talking about, T, you talking about the little dumpy dude they finna put at the center position? Yep. I said, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, dog. I just want you to remember, he in the 8th grade.
When the lights come
So
on, they staying on.
He came over and said, Dad, I don't want to play center. I don't want to do with their hands on my butt. I said, okay, check this out. I got the perfect outline. I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just telling you what he said.
They all in it. Oh, man, no.
So I said, I got the perfect opportunity for you there. If you don't want this,
I'm walking up to him
as soon as he get ready to walk up, he said, no, just stay right there. He did exactly what I told him to do. Stay right there. I'm going to snap it to you. So the dude stopped. And when he got ready to say hut, he snapped the ball all the way over his head, all the way
he said,
about 20 yards. I said, throw it. And when he snapped it, it went off. He never played center again.
Ever again. Never played center ever.
You ain't never
thought about it.
And what did I tell you was going to happen?
They going to take me out.
They're going to take you out right now.
Play defensive end. It was it. That was awesome. Yeah. Nah, the stuff he prepared me for took me to college.
Yeah. And, a lot of, and you know, some people would say like, man, you know, they don't know if they wanna wait for that kind of opportunity because that's them, you know, you have to depend a lot on luck, right? And they would call you lucky, they would call you lucky because y'all got the opportunity. But luck to me isn't just like chance. Like luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You got to be prepared for that moment because an opportunity will come.
Yes.
A opportunity. You don't know what it is. It could be very small, but if you're not prepared for it, you'll never see it.
You'll never find it.
Let me say this. How I got to college, to junior college. A referee was calling high school games, junior college games, and NCAA games. He was at one of our playoff games. Okay. He called our game. We won the game. When he went the next day and called the junior college game, the Hines Community College coach was there and word him out. You know, we don't have no cell phones back then. It's a kid up there in Spring Hill, you need to go get him. That's all he said. Coach told me that straight up. That's how we got recruited. So it's not word of mouth. And it's opportunity.
Yeah.
Still, if he came and he saw me play and it wasn't, you know, what I'm going to do with that?
Right.
He ain't playing hard enough for me or whatever. He could have changed his mind, but he never did.
Okay, so we was talking about the holidays. We was talking about like the importance of being like a healthy father, not just a father, right? And you know, unhealthy habits can lead to certain, I guess, like insecurities or even issues with their kids, to where like they're, you know, feeling alone and they don't have nobody they can relate with. Maybe their dad's always inebriated or you know, not in the right state of mind, or they get alcohol and become abusive. You know, we get all kinds of situations like that. And so for the kids, especially during the holidays, who are dealing with something like that, it could be a very lonely time.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, my question for you is, what would you tell those kids who are feeling alone?
Well, first, let me explain it in this.
And not just kid. I'm not just talking about like 5'10". I'm talking about like you could
people in general.
be 24. Maybe you don't have parents. Maybe they even died. Maybe they were good parents and stuff like that, and they passed away or something like that. People who are alone during the holidays, what would you say to them?
Well, let me say this to you. I spent a lot of time alone in my travels once I left home. And the way that I internalized everything was to keep moving, stay focused on the task at hand, move forward, keep walking. No matter what it is, push through, because you don't know what the other side leads to. Now, it's tough to do. It ain't easy to do what I'm saying. It wasn't easy for me as well. But I'm blessed for the journey, because it's supposed to be you. You supposed to be the one that goes through it. Now, when you come out on the other side of the situation, and you turn around and look behind you, you see what you accomplished. You will know why. But in the midst of it, just remember you've already been through a lot. So why give up now? And that's the reason why I tell you, just keep walking.
Right.
Don't ever quit on anyone, including yourself.
Right. So it's hard right now.
Yes. But the sun gonna come up tomorrow.
And it's like, like you said, why stop now when it's hard? Why not wait till the better days?
The better days to chill, and because there will be better days. It rains on the just as well as the unjust.
A lot of times we always focus on the negative though, because
it's too easy.
It almost has more of an impact on us. It seems
does.
like than the good. Like when it's good times, we're not thinking that it's good times. We're just enjoying it.
Right.
Time moves.
Right.
Whenever it's good times, but then it's bad times. Now time's moving real slow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time to think about what's happening, and I feel like we can get fixated on that.
Right.
And
nothing ever remains the same.
Nothing.
Time heals all wounds, but nothing ever remains the same.
Mm-hmm.
When you marching on, you passing something that you probably will never see again, but you continue to march on. You push forward. That's what we're supposed to be doing on here. That's our role on this planet. To show that you can survive anything. Anything. They're going to try to take you down. You got good and bad people alike in this world. But you don't adhere to none of these things. You just keep pushing forward. And that's the way to win. The ultimate goal is to win your race. And there's going to be a lot of bumps and turmoil along the way. But you're supposed to get, you thrive. That makes you a better person when you survive a lot of these things.
That makes you a better person.
Yeah.
So, and what if someone doesn't feel like it's worth surviving? Like maybe they're very low in a point in time. Like something just happened. Like even you when your pops passed away.
Right.
Like they don't feel like, man, I don't know if I can, or it's not even if I can. It's more I don't know if I even want to see another day without this person in my life, or the way my life is right now.
That is an excellent question. You just said that right now. But let me just say, I'm down right now. I just lost my cousin Robbie Robinson. Shout out to the family. As my kinfolk just passed away fairly recent. But losing a dad as well, you're going to lose people, This journey, you're going to lose people as you move along. And then at some point, it'll be your turn. But the goal is the footprints that you leave in the sand along the way. Do they carry weight? Did you leave something good behind? Because everything that lives must die.
Right.
It's just a part of the circle of life. Now, that's something you need to adhere to. Because it is what it is. But it's the amount of time, the actual journey itself between your birth and your death that actually counts. Right? So what are you doing with that time? Are you wasting it feeling sorry for yourself? Because nobody else is going to feel sorry for you. And even if they do, what good does that do? Oh, somebody feel, okay, then what?
Right. How are you deepening that footprint by feeling sorry for yourself? Right.
You keep walking. Let me tell you this. My dad, to me, was what I would hope all young males have. Their first superhero is that guy. That guy was my superhero. Why? Because he carried a lot of things on his back quietly. Didn't get much when the birthdays came around and Father's Day. It's just like the commercials now. It's in, it's gone. And he'll smile. Hey, thanks. Oh, you got me a tie. Oh, that's great. Oh, thanks for the socks. Yeah, yeah. Year after year after year till it got to the point where I was like, hold on. Bruh, you ain't getting nothing for Father's Day or Christmas, but here, this is what I got you for this one. Son, don't spend your money on me. What you mean? You been spending money on me? Nah. You got better things to do with your money. That's the way I learned. He had a couple of shirts, a few pairs of pants. My mom would buy him his stuff. Other than that, if you go back and look at the pictures of him in the stands watching me play, he wore basically the same setup every time. Sit in the same spot. So now that's gone. That's my whole start of my career. So now all of a sudden that's gone. So imagine, what are you thinking as a kid? Oh, you at your lowest point.
Yeah.
You at your lowest point. The one dude that you confided in, that you believed, that knew believed in you. Honestly. I'm talking about like, oh, you can do better than that. And you know when he said that, he meant it. Not, oh, he's just saying that just, no. You knew this guy meant what he was saying.
Yeah,
Or he wouldn't even say
your
it.
number one fan, your best friend, your dad, right?
I told you Superman. So when you leave and you go other places, they don't know. You not the guy that growed up, they called you the nickname or this, that. You somebody else. Be that. And whatever that is, enjoy being that. Then when you move on, you be that. And enjoy being that. Because that's what it is. You just have fun being you.
Mm-hmm.
Living life, learning stuff.
And if they're not there anymore, you just have to, I guess, reflect on what they taught you.
He gave me so many jewels. Yeah.
And they're always there.
They really never go away.
That's the thing, they're always there because, like as you can see, bro, I wouldn't have made it out of my situation if my angels wasn't close to me. My people that I don't get to see no more wasn't right behind me the whole way. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to ask you real quick, because, you saw me go through this. I went through my car accident. You was the only person that saw me in the hospital whenever I got there. How hard was that for you?
And to add on to that, like, especially like being your firstborn son, I feel like that's a special relationship with a dad. I mean, not that all your sons aren't special, but it's just a unique relationship. So seeing him in that kind of position, how'd that make you feel?
Well, honestly, losing my dad prepped me for that moment. Because I don't say I was numb to it, but I had dealt with a pain like that before. So I knew how to adapt in that moment. But still, when you in that moment, you just praying that he survives this thing. That's the whole thing. It's tough. You in the moment. So you don't have time to be sad. You don't want to get mad. You want to find out what's the deal. He don't have no handcuffs on. Cool. Okay, that's first thing down. I'm going through all of these things in my head. He sees me. He knows I'm here. Both hand work. Okay, now I'm working my way down. Okay, both legs are working, but they are messed up. There's blood everywhere. Okay. And I'm getting there as soon as the lady, she's already set one side. His ankle was tore open, as well as he shattered this bone on his shin. So she's trying to hold this shin in place and stitch. Imagine somebody putting stitches around your shin in the front of your leg. There ain't a whole lot of skin there.
Yeah.
But he feels pressure. Even though they've already gave him medicine, he still feels pressure. So he's going crazy. Now this arm is shattered too. But he's grabbing the bed and shaking it because he's hurting hip. I don't even know that this hand is messed up until when you let the bed go, the hand just drops down like this. I'm like, oh, man. So I'm still gathering information while I'm standing there, and he's still screaming. I got to give it to the doctors at this hospital, Ben Taub. Shout out to Ben Taub. Great hospital.
Shout
out.
Man.
This young lady, I'm standing there looking at her, and I'm telling you, I just bum rushed the place. I ain't asked where he was. I just walked down the hallway and found him. Police, I walked past everybody. Didn't care. Wasn't looking. Didn't check in. None of that. I walked straight in, straight to the back, straight into where he was. I heard him scream one time. Oh, that's when I made my way in there.
Yeah, instinct got in.
Yeah, basically. I was blessed to find him. But this cool little doctor comes in. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. The lady saying, I'm getting the medicine, blah, blah. I start to go off on her in this real time. So now it's becoming scary. You understand? The little dude walks in. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm thinking in my head, now check this out. All right? This dude's in the panic. For just that one moment, it was quiet. He said, hey, I'm the one that brought him in when he first came in from, brought him in on the ambulance. You want me to tell you what happened? I'm like, you damn right I do. He was like, listen, would you mind if we step outside? I wouldn't mind if we step outside, as long as you will get the shit and put it in his arm right now. I'm going to get it right now. Thank you very much. Yeah, we can step outside. That's the way that conversation went. He calmed down. The dude just held both his legs like this. She takes off out the door. He's telling me when he came in what happened, how he hit the tree, All these, nobody else was hurt. And how he responded when the people came and they had to pull him out of the window and all these, he went through all that. So while he was talking, she giving him the medicine and she's coming through the second time. And they spoke to each other and then she went back in. So I said, well, look, man, it was really nice meeting you. Thank you for this information. And I walked back in and Terrance wasn't making no noise. He was just smiling. This dude said, Dad, thanks for being here. Where am I supposed to be, son? Whatever she hit him with, there was no more pain after that. He felt nothing after that.
She gave him some.
She gave me that, but I wasn't in the room. And I was like, I don't know what you just gave my son, but whatever it was, he chilled out after. Yeah, I had to do, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that was a dramatic time, man. And then to the point, the healing that has to come behind what you just endured. Mm-hmm. Now we got to figure out why. Then we got to go all the way back down this list to figure out how you going to come back from this.
What was your thoughts when he said that though? Like, thanks for being here. It was just that where else am I supposed to be? Or?
Man, I just froze for a minute, shocked at him saying that. Like, what do you think I'm supposed to be doing, bro? So, but he wasn't in his right mind. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't even in his right mind when he said this stuff. He was just talking. And that's what came out.
He was talking from the heart.
Yeah, basically, because he don't even remember what I'm saying, but I do. And this is what going through and doing what he is enduring at this time. That's what's coming out of his mouth. He's thanking me. Okay, bro. All right. Yeah, I understand what you said. I get it. Okay, man. Just close your eyes. No, they don't want to close my eyes. I'm good. Just like this right here. Yeah, he talking just like that.
I'm good.
I'm good just like this right here. Look, you got your phone because I want to listen because they won't give me my phone. This is where he talking.
Man, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, the stuff they was giving me in the hospital, boy, had me feeling like
man.
I remember when I walked in there, you tried
I'm talking this dude is
broken arm.
This dude is broke. This dude is broke up, man. I'm talking about he is broke up.
Yeah.
And he up in there talking about, Dad, I'm good right now. Yeah, you think I'm gonna get the meal plan when we get up out of here? I'm like, man, you tripping. I don't know about the meal plan, son. I don't know. So I gotta answer these crazy questions he hit me with. And they laughing at him, still stitching him up. She's still stitching him up. He don't feel nothing now.
Don't feel nothing.
Nothing. Then he had the little halo thing on his leg. He had the thing sticking out his leg and all this kind of stuff, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I had some injuries in sports. You're going to get injured. That's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that. So, anybody bound. This dude walking now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, walking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major accomplishment.
Yeah. Yeah, even just pulling up today.
Bro, I told him.
He forgot he didn't have his cane in his hand.
Yeah, think about it.
He was just
standing there, I forgot cane.
I told Noah whenever we was in the hospital, bro, I was happy. I was proud. I ain't want to happen to nobody else but me. I'd rather it be me than anybody else in my family. I knew I walked through it. I knew I walked through it the whole time.
Him saying that, well, how does that hit you?
I wish that he wouldn't have to endure that, but I get the mindset. And that's the teaching that comes from many years of men down the line. It just didn't come out of him like that. There's a whole lot of teaching going into that, because how many people want to sacrifice themselves for others to live good? There ain't nothing wrong with that. We need more of that. We need a whole lot more of that. And as a dad, impressive. That's more impressive than anything you ever did with a ball and sports and any of that. Even any of that stuff. That's more, because I like what's in here.
Because like you said, like your dad taught you, it's, being good to be good. And that's the highest accomplishment.
That's the highest accomplishment. Because that's why you're here. To raise your seed that you planted deep. That's your own. All this other stuff is just lanyard. It's just about living. Your job is to make sure you raise your seed in the right way before they take the right path. And then they see we're bound to do the same.
Then you live on forever. Live on forever.
I'll never die. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we got deep for a second. Let's talk. How did you? I don't know why, but how did you become a Cowboys fan? Especially given the state that they're in today. It's a rough time. It's been a rough it's been a rough like 20, 30 years for Cowboys. I might have left. I don't know.
Man, so
Yeah, this is stage left. All the way. Yeah.
Man, this is a painful conversation right now, man. It's painful. But let me say, my daddy's daddy was a Cowboy fan.
Oh God, it runs in the family.
Yes, deep blue. But see, this is the thing. The original fans of the Cowboys knew that the people that once were called Cowboys was us. And that's why they loved the title. It represented us, Cowboys. Or the Indians, either one. You take your pick. We kind of count as both in that mention.
Okay.
We was the Cowboys and the Indians at some point. That's why it was Cowboys and Indians back in the day. Right? But, like I said, that was the original reason they chose the Cowboy side instead of the Indian side.
Then when did Jerry Jones become the
1988 or 89, one of them, right in there. And ever since then, he got Jimmy to start. And once he got Jimmy,
won some.
We won. I mean, we lost at first. Don't get it twisted. But everybody knew it's on. Right. Because this dude come to win. We knew that. Even Michael Irvin will tell you right now, he ain't no good. That one ain't no. Mike would have told you.
Jimmy Johnson.
And then Jimmy Johnson. Okay? We ain't been ish since Jimmy walked off stage left.
Since.
I don't care who you doing. Don't bring up Barry Switzer because he just coached Jimmy's team.
Since.
We ain't been shit since.
Since.
We got Hall of Fame, but ain't been shit since. And we talking about damn near 30 years. That's almost 3 decades. That's a long damn time.
I'm 25.
I can't even buy the shit no more. honestly.
You've never seen them win.
Never. I've never.
Just been a fan.
Just been a fan.
He wasn't a fan at first. It took him a while. He went to Carolina. And I think Jalen liked the Giants because they had Odell at the time.
Jalen's big on the Lions now.
Yeah, well, Jalen, he don't really. Who's winning? That's his team. Jalen like that.
Yeah.
You don't really care nothing about, It's us that go with the team, Man, I only like one team. Like I don't have an NBA team. No. You see what I'm saying? I only have a NFL team. I ain't into baseball like that, so I only really have one team. And then they get their ass whooped for 28 years. We gotta have a different conversation.
Man, no, I know. Now we got out of sports now. I know a lot of people need some help with this. Give some of my young brothers some of the advice you gave me with the females, bro.
Oh, your mama about to walk in.
Now, game is game. Now we gonna get to my
I'm talking about
Mom Dukes.
Yeah, I'm just saying she getting ready to you
now
pull
look,
our game.
look.
As soon as she pull
now
out,
look, it's so
crazy.
Now look, the game. Now game is sold, not told. Don't give too much, just a tad. Just a little bit. Just a little. Just to run with.
About that much.
Just a little.
Yeah, well, if I could give some words of wise, okay. I don't need to pump your brakes, man. I'm just saying, who the man here? Women been talking forever, okay, but who the man? That's my question. Because last time I checked, if you look at the numbers, there's a whole lot more of them than it is of us.
I mean,
in the world.
In the world.
I'm globally.
And like I said, if a woman don't like the way a man move, cool. I understand, baby girl.
Man.
But it's 10 more in line behind you. It's not personal to you. It damn sure ain't gonna be personal to me. My only thing that I say to people is tell women the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Player, play on, but if you playing, tell her, I'm a player. You're not gonna marry me. You're not gonna have none of my children, but I'll run into you full speed, no trouble.
Through the wall. Through the wall.
It's not gonna be an issue. But now, and if they can't handle it, okay, we moving on. It's I don't understand where it comes from.
That's a big thing, telling the truth. Because when you lie, what is it?
You playing yourself.
Yeah.
Why would you need to lie to this woman? I mean, if you take a minute and think about it, what's the most playerist thing you can do? What if you had to lay it down? What is the coldest player move you can lay on a broad? Is tell her the truth. Because what can she do with that?
Take it.
Ain't got no choice. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I mean, why? I ain't never been a one that lie on my stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I am what I am, and that's all that I am.
Yeah.
And either you deal with it or you don't. But
And
that's
you don't
on
have
you.
to. And if you're telling the truth, you don't have to walk sideways, back and forth.
And if you come back to be 10 years later, I'll still be to tell you that same story. Because it was the truth.
Right. I don't gotta remember nothing.
I ain't got to run with nothing. I'm Gucci. That's why when I closed my eyes the last time, I'm good. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm good. Whatever you want to do at this point, it is what it is. But I did what I was supposed to, and trust me, I was a nomad for about 3 or 4 years. Man. I didn't have an address. I just drove around, played ball, man. Hung out with the players and pimps and all that kind of thing. Dog, I ain't lying. I'm sorry, I did that like right out of college. Yeah, it was on and popping. I wound up in California for like 2 or 3 years. Chicago, Minnesota, all up through there. Yeah.
Nomad.
Oh yeah, nomad. No home, just let's get it in.
Shit. Speaking of nomad, nomad Shavkat Rakhmonov. The 18. So he's fighting this weekend, right? He's gonna fight before this whole episode comes out, but. He's fighting on Saturday. He has 18 wins, all of them by finish, right? So he's undefeated.
He knocking people out.
18 up, 18 down. He knocking people out. He has, I think, 8 knockouts, 10 submissions.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, so he's the co-main event. He's fighting against Ian Gary, who's another undefeated fighter. Both young guns.
Well, hold up.
And this is actually first time in a long time one of the young guns are fighting the young guns in this specific division, in the welterweight division, because I feel like since the beginning of time, it's like the people who are already established have to fight the young kids to give them their name and things like that, but we're in a specific situation right now in the UFC to where the old cats not fighting the young cats because they want to keep their status, they want to keep their whatever they're getting every time they win, or they want to have an easier fight, the perks. They want to keep all that, so they're not fighting all the young cats. But now, I feel like Dana, the president, he kind of sees what's going on, and so now he's offering young cat versus young cat. We already know y'all 2 of the best. Let's see who's gonna fight the champion now, and they're kind of excluding the older fighters from the situation.
It makes sense.
Did that ever happen any time when because I know you watched boxing a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Can you remember a time where that was prominent in boxing?
Well, it was different back then. Everybody was hungry, so everybody fought everybody.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, Sugar Ray fought the Hitman. Man, and these dudes, we talking about Hall of Fame guys all fighting around the same time.
Yeah.
You gotta think of first we was Ali, then we had Sugar. So, and these dudes didn't duck anyone. There was no that's the latest term.
Right.
Like that wasn't. I don't remember using that back in the day, ducking someone. I don't even remember ever using that. Right?
It's because they wanted to be the best.
I'm talking about Ken Norton fighting, Holmes. I mean, all these dudes. Foreman was fighting back then. Think about it in his prime.
These are names you just said. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, come on, man. We talking about some real hitters, man. And I ain't talking about these guys fought to them. I'm talking about boxing, but and then when you go to UFC, you got to think about it. They got WWE wrestlers that will come out of wrestling and go and fight in the UFC.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. And these dudes was winning. And then it went from, it's wrestling fake anymore. So you start tying all these knots together. These dudes was real back in the day, man. And you got to respect it because a lot of these dudes are broke up now. You find these guys now, they are messed up right now to this day.
Oh, man, Mike Tyson talks about that. Oh.
Never went down.
Okay. That's
that
cool.
one always do it. We good on these two.
You gonna plug that?
Yeah, we got these two right here. But that
So
battery's
that-
supposed to be the
And
strongest.
that was
but
supposed,
it's
yeah,
the
that was supposed,
weakest.
yeah.
I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, Dad. You said some. You just spit out some game. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now Mike Tyson, he has a very strong man. I'm always watching his podcast because I love his mindset. But he has a very strong quote where he says, "Look at the greats. Look at them. Like we all want to be them, but after they done what they done, look at them. They're all broken up. They're all because we think it's all cool and that we gotta work the hardest possible. We gotta do all these impossible things. We run in 8 miles every day, breaking our body up.
You don't have a future, bro. Your future is not bright. I'm gonna be honest with you. See, I met a lot of people in my travels. Remember the No Man Stays and all that old kind of stuff, right? Well, I met Ali. Shook his hand. I had a book. He signed my book. My brother helped me out with that one. Working security, I got a chance to meet Ali. Couldn't talk. Hand was shaking like this right here. Messed up. You understand what I'm saying? And this is my daddy's idol. I'm talking about dad used to brag about this man cutting you with his glove. So I used to think the man had razor blades and sticking out his glove somewhere. The way they would describe it, how he would just cut you up. I'm like, how's this
Whipping it
man?
out.
Yeah, I'm like, how's this man cutting you up doing this? You know? But that's the way they looked at him. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali and Dr. J. And the other big man, the Big Dipper, Wilt Chamberlain. Dad looked up to these guys, Jim Brown. Those are the 4 guys. He didn't talk about nobody else. So in basketball, I had Dr. J, Wilt Chamberlain. I couldn't watch Wilt Chamberlain on TV, but I was able to watch Dr. J a little bit. And you had, but all of these, Dr. J still move around pretty good. But if you look at the rest of these guys, man, Hearns is still doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Sugar's still doing pretty good.
Oh, Sugar Ray's
Yeah, he's still doing pretty
phenomenal. He's speaking well and everything. Hearns has a little bit of speech impairment.
Just a little bit, and I think Holmes is slowing down just a little bit. But Holmes done went through a lot of fights, and he still get around pretty good. So, and these are some of my idols. You understand? Riddick Bowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The killer out of Georgia, Atlanta.
Riddick Bowe, I just told you about
You were just talking about
I told you about how
This is real
Lennox avoided him.
Yeah.
I would have too. Riddick was a real dude, man.
See, but and that's the thing. So you remember that time?
Yeah, I was there. Holyfield. That's Atlanta. That's Atlanta. Don't forget about Holyfield. Undersized.
Real deal.
We used to call him Wolverine.
Yeah.
Now nobody gonna know him for that name because we call him that in the country.
Holyfield, he was the light heavyweight champion first.
Yeah, like heavy, then he went up to heavy. Now this dude was always undersized.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was the first time he fought somebody smaller than him that I can remember. Everybody else was head and shoulders taller than him for the most part. Holyfield was a giant killer.
He was a bad man.
Fought Foreman. Go back and look at that fight. When Foreman made his comeback and he came on back to that dude, he running too fast, old man, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Slow down. Don't run too good.
All he needed was a
We
slingshot.
talking about Foreman throwing haymakers, dog. I'm talking about throwing
slingshot.
Foreman, even at 50, was still a humanoid.
Oh man, he was the oldest fighter to become a champion, right?
Yeah, again, you know, to do it again after such a layoff. But you got to, Foreman was, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Won in the Olympics by knocking the dude out.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to looking how the greats are. Yeah, they're all broken up, and then so now Tyson. I mean, everyone knew how hard Tyson worked.
I love Tyson.
They knew how hard he worked, but he even says, "Work smarter."
Not harder.
Work smarter.
I love Tyson in the mindset he in now, man. People don't know this dude. See, you had to live in that time frame to know a young man like that with that kind of money.
Oh man,
I get a tiger too.
That's a bad recipe.
Come on, bro.
I'd have got a tiger.
Come on, man. I'm talking about coming from butt gutter. You understand what I'm saying? From the worst of the. I'm coming from bad.
Brownsville, New York.
Yeah, man. Come on. You jumping on mattresses in the middle of nowhere. You know, just to say
Tiger,
the least.
monkey, giraffe.
Come on, man. Real bad, man.
Yeah,
Real
and
bad.
another man who had in the UFC who had money at a young age, Jon Jones. I know we were talking to him a little bit about him a little bit before this, but the reason when you brought up Riddick Bowe, what that kind of sparked in my mind, because I was like, Lennox avoided Riddick, and that affected his legacy.
True.
And John, in this situation, now he's a lot of people consider him the GOAT, right? I think it just is based off of preference. Honestly, I think it is. but he is being accused right now of ducking Tom Aspinall, the man we just showed you.
So how long this supposedly ducking has been occurring from Jones?
A year.
About longer than a year, because it's been a year since he was, or it was a year since he was scheduled to fight Stipe.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's been longer than a year because they were like he should have never even fought Stipe. Stipe was out 3 years. Stipe was the most accoladed heavyweight champion of all time.
But he was 40
But he
years
was
old.
sitting down for 3
He was
years.
40 years old, yeah.
And he was sitting down for 3 years, and he had just been coming off of a knockout to Francis Ngannou. You've heard his name,
He
right?
almost died.
Yeah, so
let me ask you this.
And instead of fighting Tom, he chose to fight Miocic, who really had no claim to the throne.
Right.
And Ngannou had left the situation, right? He had vacated his title. He went to
boxing.
another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's like the person he even beat, Cyril Gane, wasn't even a champion. And so it's like his belt right now didn't even have that much validity to it because Francis is still hasn't lost in MMA.
Right. Wow.
Right. So he's like that lineal champ. You're familiar with that
I was
term,
familiar
right?
with the linear champ. Yeah.
He's the
And
linear
Ali
champ.
was that too at one point. Hey, but let me just say this to you. Ducking, I don't think is in your boy's repertoire, man. I mean, that young man's repertoire. I mean, y'all need to come up with a different term for him. I don't see him ducking.
I've been telling them.
I just need for people to understand what I'm saying. It's certain people that you can come out and say, you know, these people, you can't use ducking beside their name. Terrence Crawford, they never ducked no one.
Nobody.
Ever.
Right.
Okay, so you don't need to use his name in Sugar Shane Mosley, never ducked. Zab Judah. I'll keep going. It's some real ones out here now. I'm throwing boxing in, but because I can't throw all the UFC. But I'm saying, like, you get my point.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
This dude is not someone that you need to use ducking in the
I
same
think a better
sense.
word would be strategic.
I'll say that. Because it ain't nobody this dude won't fight. And whoop their butt. I mean, at least attempt to whoop their butt. This dude, this dude is something different.
Right. And the reason people are saying he's being strategic is because even after beating Stipe, or when people were talking about what's after Stipe, because everyone already thought he was going to win. Like, to be honest, nobody really thought this does much for his legacy, but because of the accolades, he's trying to think.
Another check off.
Yeah,
This is another check off.
yeah, he's trying to think like that. But then he was talking about fighting the man from the weight class below, in Alex Pereira, who again everyone thinks he's gonna beat anyways. So it's like why fight him when there's the most dangerous dude? We all know he's the most dangerous dude. This dude has I think one fight outside of like 2 minutes. You watch 3 of his fights in under 5 minutes.
That's right. I agree with
They
you
were
there.
playing the full fights. But and he's knocking everybody out. He's submitting everyone. He actually won the interim belt because Jones got hurt. He was scheduled to fight Stipe. He got hurt, and then he fought Stipe a year later. But he won the interim belt, and then defended the interim belt, and nobody does that, right? You have an interim belt. You have a champion. They're supposed to fight each other to unify the belts. But he ended up defending that belt. So everyone's like, "Man, why you not fighting this dude?" We all want to see it. We all know that that's the hardest matchup for you, and you haven't beaten like you're calling yourself the heavyweight champion, but you haven't beaten a heavyweight champion
Well, he need to go get Ndago
in Ghana.
and Ghana. He need to go get him. That's the dude he need to chase
wait.
because he's the open flame.
You see, and this is you
Just
see.
say, that's
You need
the
to talk
open
to your
flame
son.
you
You need to
like.
talk to your son
That's
about
one-
this.
because once he whoops him, if he can beat him, once he whoop him, that opens the door. You ain't got no choice but
Right.
give me what I want. There will be no more excuses. like
He
that.
said that's the open
Because
flame.
that's the dude right there. Go get him.
And
He ain't got nothing going on right
Ghana
now.
was the man. He's
That's the
champ.
man. He got money. If he want to throw some hands,
He's the
we throw some.
champion.
He's the man. You say he never lost.
He never lost.
That's the dude I need to get first, and then I come get the butterfly.
And that's a good mentality, and honestly, that could happen. But I think the Aspinall situation is gonna happen first, just because they're in the UFC. Dana could be a stickler. Like, he's not gonna help no other promotion. And since Ngannou's with the PFL, he doesn't want to make that. But
But that streamlines you. You need to let that go.
It does.
Because you don't know how this thing gonna turn out in 5 years. You need to let that go and let's play.
Right.
Stop playing.
Let's
like
make
that.
some money.
I agree,
Maybe
but that
let's get
does.
it.
I mean, he's right in the aspect. It does open doors for the PFL because now it's like, okay, Ngannou beats Jones. Then it's like, oh, now
It's
they
wide open.
now they got the baddest I mean, they already got the badge.
But still,
it's like they got the.
It's competition. What else do you want? I mean, like, what good is it if there's no risk of losing? If you know you're gonna win.
And you're holding back. We just talked about that. And man, you're holding back the sport if this doesn't happen. But the one way it can happen. I don't know if you've been hearing about what's been going on in like Saudi Arabia with Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Oh yeah, you know
he's making all the boxing fights.
He got everything going on.
He's making all the fights. He's paying people how they're supposed to be paid. He's actually trying to create a boxing league that's kind of like the UFC, but for boxing. So it's like gonna have all the best fighting the best, like it was in the
stacked. Yeah,
exactly. They're making a stack card.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it.
I saw it
coming in the new year.
Yeah, and you're gonna love this card. I think it's in February.
Oh man,
and I'm gonna tell you something else about this card.
Amazing card.
Somebody gonna get knocked out.
Oh no.
Oh
for sure.
Yeah.
No. People gonna lay down.
Plenty.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it.
For sure.
Plenty of people getting dropped.
It's a life and death sport. Understand that. Don't play around with it.
It's a fact.
And so, Turkey, or at least Saudi Arabia, I know owns, I think, majority of the PFL, or owns a good amount, and then they own a good amount of the UFC. So they have influence.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They have influence.
They taking over.
And Turkey saying, I want that fight. I want Ngannou and Jones. I mean, like, and that's the fight to make.
Actually, I was talking about the other guy, not Jones.
Oh, you were talking about Aspinall fighting Ngannou.
No, it was Pierre, the one I watched the matches today.
Yeah, Aspinall.
Okay, I wanted him
to fight Ngannou.
That's who go chase him. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jones just won a fight.
Yeah.
Right? He's chilling right now. I just did what I needed to do. I got this belt and walk off. Whatever.
They both did though.
Yeah, but see, Ngannou already knocked some people out in boxing, and he's sitting around getting fat right now. Go get him right now.
Ngannou actually just fought October.
He just won.
He just won knockout.
UFC.
Yep.
UFC.
The 6'7" giant. He just
knocked out.
But see, if you get him,
you have no choice but to come. What's up?
You can't run from me at this point. Ain't no more run. Ain't no more questions.
But the thing is,
because Jones and him ain't fought yet, right?
Right.
And see, my thing is that it's two of them right there. Everybody want the fight to see. You got to break that some kind of way. You got to get in there and take one from one of them.
And I see what you're saying, and I think honestly, they can avoid fighting each other
forever
if one of them goes and gets him first, right?
Yeah.
Because they both have a belt right now in the UFC, right? If Aspinall goes and gets Ngannou, that's huge, and he's the heavyweight champion.
Right.
He get paid.
If Jones goes and fights Ngannou, it's huge. He doesn't have to fight Aspinall. Nobody's going to say he's ducking no more.
Yep, that's right.
And he's the heavyweight champion.
And
he can retire like how he wants to.
But guess what? Ngannou is not going to just settle for nothing. Okay?
He's getting paid.
He got to be paid.
Oh, he's getting compensated.
Everybody wants some money. That's what it's all ultimately boils down to. If you fighting, your life's on the line like that, you better get paid.
Yeah.
You better get paid.
Absolutely.
But that would be a great fight to see them two. They would stop traffic. I'm gonna tell you right now. That would slow things down. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Them two dudes fighting.
Stop traffic. There ain't gonna be no traffic. Everyone's at home. Everyone's at their partner's house.
It will get real interesting. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep. Okay. You really talked about purpose, right? In life, about being a good person. Well, I actually like a quote on that. Was it Leonardo da Vinci? He said like the purpose of life the meaning of life is to find your purpose, or to find your gift. My bad. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give that gift away.
Right.
Right. And I love that quote because man, I'm big into martial arts. Right. You know this, and it's changed my life. It's changed so many people's life that I've seen, and I know that when I spread my passion for it, I feel that they gather passion for it. They don't have to pursue it as a sport. They don't have to pursue the competition side, but just the life aspect of it. I can feel that my passion kind of radiates into them and they start loving it. And so that makes me feel good. And I feel like that's my purpose, right? To spread the love of martial arts, to spread the ideologies behind it, right? And the energy that flows with it. So my question is to you is you knew your son before he got into martial arts, and then you knew him since he's been in martial arts. Have you seen any changes in him looking at it from the outside?
The dedication, that was the first thing. He was already dedicated before, but to nail it down, the real tough dedication that it took to put your mind and your body in shape to be prepared for what you finna endure. That was the growth I saw in him. But he took martial arts when he was like 5 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So he already
did
knew.
karate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tournaments,
So
all that.
he was doing all that. He competed in martial arts as a
Yeah,
youngster.
same.
Yeah. So he been a part of the martial arts for a very long time. So that wasn't a shocker that he would gravitate back towards that at some point. But like I said, the development in mental capacity when you in tune with martial arts is high compared to any other thing you would get involved in. It's more of a mental thing than it is anything else. And that's what I learned when I was younger.
Right.
When I was young and we got involved in martial arts. So I've been involved in martial arts as well. So this has been a part of his life, his whole life.
Yeah, and man, there's matter of fact, he came up with a great quote from martial arts where he says, like, I asked him what like to define martial arts, like just to the layman, right, to the person who knows nothing about it, and who might be looking to get into it. He called it a recreational life tool, and I was like, man, that might be the perfect description. A recreational life tool, because you can have fun while doing it. It's not like sports, right? You get into sports, you're competing, you're having fun, you learn a bunch. You learn a bunch, and then, but a lot of what could come with that is like ego and things like that. While martial arts, like, it's literally a physical representation of life.
Basically, yeah.
You can't have ego in life. It's gonna humble you right away, right? You can't. And you can't have ego in martial arts because, again, it's going to humble you, right? And so it's like a recreational life tool. It's the greatest teacher of life that I've had outside of my family that I can speak to. And it's like, man, I wish everybody would do it, man. I wish everybody would do it because I feel like martial arts, we have came so far away from it. We've came so, like, if you look at Japan's culture and you look at our culture, man, they carry so much more respect for their neighbor. They carry so much more respect for the people around them, and it's like hurt people,
Right.
right? When
Right.
you're in, when you the first one of the things you learn 6 months into martial arts is a lot about yourself, your weaknesses, your strengths, where you need to improve, and knowing that eliminates a lot of the insecurities because you might have thought you were sucking somewhere that you didn't, or you might have thought you were better somewhere that you weren't. And so it eliminates not only the ego but the insecurities. And insecurities, I feel like, is what brings out all the nasty in people. Now that's why I get defensive. That's why, oh, you touched my girl, now I gotta handle business. I gotta do this. And I feel like if everybody was in martial arts, nobody's gonna try to whoop someone that they don't know if they could whoop. They're not gonna do that unless they had to. They're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try to beat you up if I know that there's a chance you might really get me.
Do me.
You might
do me in the worst way.
You might do me in the worst way. I'm not gonna try to do that. And so I feel like that kind of culture is like, I'm not hurting no more. I don't need to spread that pain onto anyone else.
Yeah,
right?
That's a big deal.
Yeah. What do you feel about? Because I feel like a lot of the black community is hurting, and they've been hurting for a long time. And actually, I'm by the time this episode airs, I might have a job in the closer to the black community to where they're coming in, and because the gym that I might be working at and coaching, they have a lot of minorities, right? That step up in there, and I feel like that'll kind of be my part in being able to give back mindset wise. I can't do no monetary.
You're doing it with your actions. That's better than money.
But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do what I can. How else though do you think that people can stop trying to put their hurt onto other people, especially black people acting towards black people?
I think what we doing right now is a good start. A conversation. Because the reason why hurt people is because you don't even know I'm hurting. So therefore, when I respond in an unkind way, you don't really know where it's coming from, especially affecting somebody that you just met or just come across. Is that so?
That one just died. But it's good. Your camera on.
Okay. But we got enough going on. Okay. We got enough people that don't like you just because of something you can't control. So why help the scenario? I shouldn't hate on you just because you're black and look like me. I shouldn't hate on the next one because they're not. I should just not hate. That shouldn't be a part of our living. Somebody else gonna be doing that. We need to tend to our business. And when I say our business, deal with your home first before you go in the streets and start dealing with somebody else. And then when you get in the streets, you have more time to deal with people that need help in the street. Because your home is good right now. And we all need help. All of us out here, ain't none of us getting along great. Sometimes it's just a conversation or a hug or a handshake or a dap or a moment.
Because love and good energy spreads more love and good energy, while hate and bad energy spreads more negative energy.
And they're going to keep spreading because it's easier to tell a lie and it run forever than the truth, and it takes a long time to get around.
Game is game.
Game is game.
Right.
All right, well, shit, we're I can't about to die, so.
Well, I do want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for being there, man. I want to thank you for taking care of us, bro.
It was an honor. This shouldn't be the last time before the cameras cut off. I just want to tell all young people out here.
Yeah.
I had old men that stopped along my way and pointed me in the right direction. And if you do want to chime in, the next time we on here, we go live. And you got some questions to ask, I'll be more than honored and happy to answer them. If I can, if I can't, we'll research it together and find out the answer.
For sure.
Just heads up.
And that's something that we. And that's something I feel like we can all do, right? If I don't know the answer, we can find it out together. Right. Episode 63.
Man, go ahead, sorry.
Will versus the Way.
Yes.
What's up, villains? New episodes of the Will versus the Way uncensored MMA podcast drop weekly. Make sure to check out our most recent episodes and latest interviews that we've had on the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.